Welcome back, deep divers. Ready to unpack Astrom Cross. Chapter 1, Friends. Let's just say, I have some trust issues after that ending.
Yeah, friends. More like frenemies, with question marks all over the place.
Right. So we start at Tiger Dragon Academy, which sounds pretty normal for a fantasy story, right? But Neo is immediately like, nope, I just want to blend in. Except his family history makes that impossible.
Especially with Matsu for a teacher.
Don't even get me started on Matsu and his not-so-subtle jabs about Neo's mom, Katie.
It's like Matsu's pushing this version of the War of Knowledge where she's like, public enemy #1, and Neo's like, not cool.
Not cool at all. You can tell there's some serious baggage there. And you know it's about to get real when the chapter opens with a glossary.
Seriously, who does that?
This author, apparently.
Oh.
But it's actually genius. We flagged the Triphoidea and the Questelin, listener, because those names are way too cool to be random. It's like ancient powers, secret societies.
Oh, totally secret societies. And Neo's caught right in the middle, which is where half-breed comes in from the glossary.
Right. And Tiger Dragon. Like, are those the two sides he's torn between?
100%. It's that classic struggle
Yeah.
two halves constantly at war with each other. And based on the glossary, those opposing factions, the Triphoidea and the Questelin, they've got some serious beef, like generations of bad blood.
Okay, so yeah, Neo's got a lot going on, which makes it even more interesting when Coraline breezes in all smiles and sunshine. But I don't know, something about her feels calculated, like she's always watching.
Especially because she drops that whole Dreamseer title, like it's no big deal. But the glossary, that's where things get creepy.
Yeah, it's not just like, oh, I see the future kind of thing. Dream seers are connected to destiny. It's like fate itself is whispering in her ear, and she's not afraid to use it. Like casually mentioning she saw Neo fighting Strigan. That's not small talk, that's strategic information warfare.
Right. Is she trying to warn him? Scare him?
Yeah.
Manipulate him? The fact that we can't decide is what makes her so fascinating.
And terrifying.
Totally.
But speaking of Neo, can we talk about his training obsession? The boy practically lives at the training grounds. I mean, ice cream with a potentially cute classmate or sparring with practice dummies. It's no contest for Neo.
He's not just blowing off steam, though. Think about it. He's got the legacy of the Triphoidea and the Questelin on his shoulders. The weight of their history, their expectations, it's all riding on him. The training. Yeah. It's his way of taking control, of proving himself. It's survival, but it's also a cry for help. Like, hey, world, see me. This is who I choose to be. Okay, that's deep. But Coraline's reaction to his training, that's what throws me. She's practically begging him to skip out. Why is she so insistent that he takes a break? What you got up her sleeve? Remember that whole dream seer thing? What if it's not about the training itself, but what she sees happening because of it? What if Neo's sparring leads to, oh, I don't know, a showdown with Straken?
Wait, you're saying she's trying to rewrite fate with ice cream?
Maybe. Or at least nudge it in a different direction. It's like she's playing 4D chess with destiny, and we're all just pawns in her game.
Or pawns with sprinkles?
Exactly.
But seriously, that level of manipulation disguised as friendship? Coraline, you're playing a dangerous game. It's like she knows something's gonna go down, but she can't just spill the tea. Why all the secrecy?
Well, the glossary did say something about dream seers maintaining balance, right?
Yeah.
Maybe straight up telling Neo what would like mess with the natural order of things. Or even worse, make the vision more likely to happen.
Oh, that's right. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy thing. You know, tell someone they're gonna trip and fall, and bam, next thing you know, they're eating pavement.
Exactly. But there's another line in there about interpretations being fluid, like dreams themselves. Maybe it's not about changing the future, but more like helping Neo navigate it in a way that aligns with his destiny, whatever that may be.
So she's like a cosmic guidance counselor.
With a side of cryptic visions and questionable ice cream metaphors.
Okay, that tracks. But still, talk about a mind game. And this is what makes the story so gripping. You think it's just high school drama, but then wham, destiny. Ancient prophecies, time travel. Who knows with this author?
Don't forget the political drama. The War of Knowledge is like this giant elephant in the room that everyone's trying to ignore. But we know better, right?
Right. Matsu's version of events is about as convincing as a $3 bill.
Exactly. There are definitely two sides to this story, and I have a feeling Katie, Neo's mom, might have been fighting against something much bigger, much darker than Matsu's letting on. What if she wasn't the villain, but the hero? Or at least fighting on the side of good?
I am here for that plot twist. But before we spiral down the rabbit hole of theories, we haven't even touched on Strigan.
Don't even get me started on Strigan. That guy is bad news. I can feel it in my bones.
Right. Like, is he just some power-hungry jerk picking on a first year? Or is there something more sinister at play? Is he working with someone? Against someone?
All valid questions.
And speaking of questions, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. From family secrets to cryptic warnings to destiny seeing classmates, it's clear that Chapter 1 was just the tip of the iceberg. What's your biggest takeaway so far?
For me, it's how the author just throws these mysteries at us. Like one after another, you've got Neo's whole deal, right? Trying to figure out who he is, where he fits in. Then you've got the political drama with the War of Knowledge, plus the whole supernatural element with the Dream Seers. And it all just works. It's like each piece adds another layer of intrigue to the story.
Totally. It's that perfect blend of genres, It keeps you guessing, but it also keeps you invested in the characters and their journey. Speaking of journeys, we can't end this deep dive without talking about that ending. Coraline has that vision of Neo squaring off with Strigan, and bam! Chapter ends with them face to face. Listener, what do you make of that little confrontation? Coincidence or something more?
Right. Is it just boys being boys? Or is it, like we were saying, a pivotal moment for Neo? A destiny-defining kind of thing?
I mean, on the surface, it looks like Neo's just acting out. Frustrated, maybe even a little cocky. But knowing Coraline, knowing about her abilities, about how much pressure is on Neo because of his family, you gotta wonder if he's really in the driver's seat or if he's being played.
Ooh, good point. Like, what if this whole fight is actually orchestrated? Not by Neo, not by Strigan, but by fate itself.
Okay, now my mind is blown. It's like that saying, we make our choices, but then our choices make us. Maybe that's what the author's getting at. Like, even when we think we're in control, destiny has a funny way of intervening.
And that's what I love about this story. It makes you think, it's not just about the plot. It's about the bigger questions. Free will versus destiny, the impact of the past on the present. It's all there, just below the surface.
Exactly. And that, my friends, is what we deep divers live for. So as you crack open the next chapter or hit play on that audiobook, here's something to chew on. What if this fight, this showdown with Strigan, isn't the end, but the beginning? What if it's the catalyst that unlocks something bigger? For Neo, for the Academy, for the entire world, the possibilities are endless.
Oof, the anticipation is killing me. But hey, that's half the fun, right? The not knowing, the speculating, the endless theorizing. Keep those brain engines running, deep divers, and until next time, happy reading.